Hello and welcome to Barandex Reviews. This one I'm going to be talking about the new Arnold Schwarzenegger film Sabotage, which was released in the UK on May 7th, 2014. Now, it's been out in America, this film, for a good, I think, 6 or 7 weeks, something like that. So, kind of strange that it took so long to get released over here. But also, the cinemas that I checked, they were only showing this film for 2 days. And that's it, nothing else after that. Very strange as to why they would do that, because there are other films that surely have less people interested in them than this, and they stay on for bloody weeks. It's a pain in the arse that they do that. It's really, really annoying. But anyway, that aside, what do you want to know about the film itself? Well, I'm going to get into spoilers on this one. Now, normally if you watch my other reviews, I usually do reviews with this guy called The Core, and he did see the film with me last night, but we just didn't have time to review it together, so I'm doing this one on my own anyway. So, Core, if you're watching this, if you want to do your own review, I can set that up. But for now, it's just me anyway. And I think Core didn't really want to go into spoilers when he was doing this, because he thought I might ruin it. Well, I'm going to do spoilers, so if you don't want to have the film spoiled, I'd recommend you don't watch this review, because the film does have a lot of good plot twists. I think you'd probably enjoy it more if you didn't know what happened. But if you're not bothered about that, carry on watching. So anyway, what's the film about?
They're the best undercover agents in the DEA.
You're the heart and soul of this team.
The arrest today of a major cartel leader led to a seizure of hundreds of millions of dollars.
We'll get into what it's about in a minute. What did I think of the film? I thought it was very good. I think a lot of the Arnie things at the moment with his films since he's come back after being governor of California have been the nostalgia factor. He did the Expendables 1 and 2, completely a nod to the 80s and 90s action films. Very good. I like them. And he did his first major film, his first main role in a film was The Last Stand, which came out, was it February 2013, around about that time in the UK anyway. That was a good film, but again it was a throwback more to old western type films like Rio Bravo, the old John Wayne film. And it was still a modern film, a very modern film, but like I say, it was a throwback to those kind of films. And then you had Escape Plan, which more of a modern film, it was quite high tech and stuff, but again, kind of an escape from Alcatraz feel, Tango and Cash. It had Stallone and Arnie together in it as well, so again, that's another kind of for fans of old 80s and 90s action films. So this is pretty much the first film that Arnie's done that I would say isn't a throwback or a nod to those old films. I mean, you can make comparisons, don't get me wrong. But this is more of a modern film of the last 10 years, like Training Day, or films like that, like Harsh Times, one with Christian Bale. Films that are done by David Ayer. I mean, he wrote and directed this. I think he co-wrote it and directed it anyway, Sabotage. So it had that kind of a feel to it. And I would say as well, Arnie doesn't feel out of place in a film like this. He fits very well, while still being himself. There were a couple of little things in this. He didn't say, "I'll be back," but there's plenty of him walking around with his cigar. There's a couple of times when he said one of his usual catchphrases, "Get down!
Get down! Get down!
Get down! Get down!
Get down!
Get down! Get down! Get down!
Get down or I'll put you down!
He didn't say, "Get to the chopper," or anything like that. We did say, "Bullshit."
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit! You said it's all bullshit. All of it.
As well, at least once anyway. So he got a couple of ticks, for catchphrases that he's actually done in this one, old catchphrases. What else can I kind of say about it before I get into the actual plot? It was a very vulgar film as well. I'm very surprised it was only a 15 certificate. There was a lot of foul language in this. There's a lot of stuff that isn't King's English. Let's just put it that way. Not that I'm bothered. I'm a grown man. Bollocks to the swearing, I say. But to say it was a 15, not just the swearing, but mostly the gore that's in it. It's not just action. I mean, there's guys getting gutted in this film, and it shows you in pretty graphic detail. So again, not got a problem with that as such. It's just 15 certificate. It's surprising. I've seen far less extreme films be an 18 certificate, but who knows why the censors and the British Film of Broadcasting certification, or whatever you call them, do the things they do. Anyway, Yeah, so there's that anyway. I'll get into the plot of the film, basically. Just tell you what it's about. You can pretty gather from the trailer that this is a film about DEA, that's Drug Enforcement Agency guys. And it's got a very kind of reality TV kind of feel to it. Like kind of Training Day and stuff like that. The kind of reality feel to it. So basically, the plot of the film, it starts off, you kind of see Arnold Schwarzenegger watching video footage of his wife getting murdered and tortured, pretty much. It's pretty heavy start, really, especially for an Arnie film. It's not as fun and enjoyable as some of his others in that sense. It's fairly grim. So that's kind of how it opens up, anyway. And then it cuts to, I think, about 8 months later. You've got Arnie and his team of DEA guys. These are kind of redneck types, really vulgar, like guys, like I say, and they are raiding this Mexican drug cartel place, and they find it in the kind of depths of it. They find this massive, and I mean massive, stack of cash, and they know it's there. That's what they're after, basically. And what they do is they take a small amount of it. I say small amount, $10 million, but in comparison, that is a small amount. They take that and they find this toilet and they kind of take the toilet off, so there's just like the pipe. And this toilet is disgusting. I mean, it is full of shit. It is gross, vile. So, pretty gross opening to the film. So they get $10 million, they stuff it down the pipe, so into the sewer basically. And then they seal it back over with the toilet. So basically stealing this money. And you get the impression that this isn't approved of, that they're doing this. And then they blow up the rest of the money kind of thing, so it's all gone. But when they go into the sewer to retrieve the $10 million, it is gone. Somebody's got there first. So somebody has ripped them off. So somebody's stolen from the thieves, basically, and you don't know who's done it. But you don't really find out till the end of the film. That's kind of the main thing. So as I say, if you don't spoil us, don't watch the rest of this video. So anyway, they're under suspicion for stealing this money anyway, by the feds, and they're under investigation for about 6 months after this. And in the meantime, members of their team that did this start getting bumped off. I think the first guy, like I say, is very gory. The first guy pretty much gets gutted and nailed to the roof, and you see it in pretty graphic detail. It's not just kind of suggested and then you have a flash of it. You see it in gross detail. There's like a police woman that kind of falls into the pool of blood and guts on the floor, and she's got it caked in her hair. It's vile. It's really gross. And there's plenty more of that as well. There's another guy who then gets left in a kind of a trailer on a railway line, and a train. He kind of wakes up in the trailer. There's a train coming towards him. He can't get out. It's obviously not an accident. He's been put there on purpose, and he gets killed, and he gets minced, like completely diced. And there's bits of him strewn all over, and you see it again. It's really gross. You see like this torso, and it's just like mincemeat, and bleh, horrible. And it's a 15 certificate. I can't believe that. Well, I can, but you know, it's surprising. Anyway, so all that's going on. So the members of their team are getting bumped off. So somebody stole from them, and now somebody's like individually murdering them. So they don't know what's going on, and they're really kind of losing the plot. And you find out a little bit more about the Arnie character. He's this big DEA guy. He's like a hero cop. He's been seen like shaking hands with presidents and stuff like that. There's like pictures of him. He's well respected, and so he's obviously kind of trying to get to the bottom of who's doing this. But you find out a little bit more. His family, I think it was his son and his wife, got tortured and murdered by the cartel as a kind of revenge thing for work that he'd done. I won't go into too much detail there, but it's a revenge hit anyway. His family got murdered, so this is about a year before now. And so all that happened, and as the plot goes on, you kind of realise it's kind of a big reveal towards the end. It's not the final end reveal, but it's towards the end. You find out the person that's going around murdering the members of this team is actually the female member of this team, and she's an utter bitch, and she's a druggie and everything. You really don't like her character. And the reason she was doing it, that's kind of you kind of suspect there's somebody in the team that's doing it. It's an inside job, but you don't know why. So the reason why she did it is because she thought it was someone in their team that was ripping them off. So she basically went to kill them all. But it actually turns out Arnie kind of admits to it. He's like, well, actually no, I was the one that stole the money after you stole it. So you kind of think, well, Jesus, I mean, Arnie's like, he's the most corrupt of them all then. I mean, he hasn't like murdered anyone as such, but he's he stole from the thieves. He's like he's a corrupt cop, as much as you imagine, kind of thing. But it then kind of moves on towards the end of the film. You kind of realise the reason why he stole it was because when the Mexican cartel they kidnapped his wife and tortured and killed her. He obviously wants to kind of get revenge on them, so he took this money from them to spend finding these guys, tracking them down, and getting revenge on them, basically. So that's the end of the film. He's got all this money. You find out he's the one that stole it all. He goes over to Mexico, and he's in this official guy's office, like a big police chief guy, and he's got all the money. He's basically bribing him, and he's saying, like, this is the video, these are stills of the video I printed off of my wife getting murdered, and these are the pictures. Do you know this person? The guy's like, no. So he's like, more money on the table. Right, do you know him now? No, still nothing. More money, do you know him now? It gets to the point where the guy the Mexican policeman's like, well, here's a file, take it and go, you were never here. So he gives him a file with all the details of the people that killed his wife and his child, and he gets one over him. I won't ruin that bit, I won't give you the details of that, but let's just put it this way. It's Arnie. He's pissed off at you. He's going to kind of, mess you up a bit. So that's what happens anyway. It's pretty bad as well, like I said. You don't really see them torturing his wife in graphic detail, but you kind of see videos of it. And it's pretty horrible. There's like one bit where she's been like tortured and the kind of camera kind of like is like on the floor and she's like in a body bag pretty much like dying, and she kind of looks at the camera and it's kind of like they're gonna kill me now, I love you, and then bang, she gets shot in the head, and it doesn't just go bang, it goes bang. There's like a massive gunshot in her head, like explodes, and there's like someone in the actual cinema at that bit was like, oh, like that. It was kind of funny, kind of in a weird way, because you're watching this really horrible scene, but having this like, I think it was like an old woman, it sounded like, this like British old woman like going, oh, like when somebody got shot in the head. Quite funny anyway. But the scene itself wasn't funny, it was horrible. But yeah, that was that anyway. So what else? I pretty much covered it anyway. That's the film. That's the plot of the film. That's what I thought of it. That was what I thought was good about it. There's another good actor in it, Sam Worthington. He's one of the DEA guys. He's kind of a hillbilly type. Sam Worthington, most notably in Avatar, I guess. I didn't like that film, but he was very good in it. And he was in Terminator Salvation as well, which most people didn't like. I liked it, but again, Sam Worthington was very good in that. Also ironic as well. I don't think he was cast for that reason. I thought it was kind of ironic that you had these two Terminators together in a film together. That was kind of pretty cool. Not that the Sam Worthington Terminator was as memorable as Arnie's Terminator, but still, I found it ironic anyway. I don't think there's anything really much else to say about it. Like I say, there were a couple of bits where Arnie, like I said, did a couple of his catchphrases like bullshit and get down. Other little bits in it I'll just kind of throw out there as well. There was a really funny bit which there's a bit near the beginning of the film when he's getting trailed by the feds. There are a couple of guys on stakeout outside his house, and it's these two kind of stereotypical kind of like, oh hell no, black guys. And basically one of them saying that he needs a piss, and the other one's like, oh man, there's cameras everywhere all over this place, if you're going to have a piss, they're going to see it. Do it in this bottle here that I've got. And he's got a bottle, and the other guys are already pissed in it. And he's like, hell no, I'm not putting my dick where your dick has been, kind of thing. And the guy's like, well, what about Rebecca then? And he's like, what the fuck, my Rebecca, please, man? And it's like proper funny. There were people laughing at that. I think the biggest laugh in the film, there's a bit where you see a tape of Arnie getting interrogated by the feds when they're basically saying, what have you done with the money? We know you stole it, kind of thing, and they're having a go at him. And there's like one big fat guy that's one of the interrogators, and there's like another guy that's kind of a little mousy kind of guy. And Arnie pretty much loses it with him and just kind of shouts, ah, don't you scream at me! Look at you 48% body fat asshole! And you scrawny little weasel! Ah, fuck you! That bit got a lot of laughs in the cinema. So there's a lot of good bits in this. Definitely recommend it. I'll leave it there anyway. I don't really want to say too much more. I'll probably end up just ranting, so if I haven't already. So that's my review. If you want to see other reviews, go to brandxreviews.com, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.